Okay, tonight we have the honor of having Colonel Wayne Scott give us our inspirational message. If you can come to the podium, please, sir. And take however much time you need.
Thank you. I saw the number of blue cards coming up, so I'll be brief. Good evening, President Blades, members of the school board, and members of the administration. I am retired Air Force Colonel Wayne Scott, a resident of Yorba Linda since retiring from the Air Force in 2005. And I have two grandchildren who are students at Van Buren Elementary School here in the district. It was my honor to serve this great nation in uniform for over 29 years. I am also honored to serve as president of the Yorba Linda Veterans Memorial Association, and I would like to begin by inviting members of the board and the administration to attend our annual Veterans Day ceremony at our memorial on Valley View Avenue in Yorba Linda on Monday, November 11th at 2 p.m. I believe you will find our ceremony both inspirational and moving. When I was growing up in LA County, my frequents would occasionally share their memories of when they first heard about the surprise attack on Pearl Harbor in December of 1941. While I understood it as a historical event, I could never quite grasp the emotion of it until September 11th, 2001, 23 years ago tomorrow. I was on active duty, serving at Headquarters Air Combat Command in Hampton, Virginia, and watched the attacks live on television that morning. I also had a role in planning and executing our military's response to those attacks. On the 10th anniversary of 9/11, I gave a presentation at the Richard Nixon Presidential Library titled "The Military Response to the 9/11 Attacks" to about 300 guests, including several classes of sixth grade students. I took questions after my presentation, and one sixth grade student asked me, "Was it really that big a deal?" Several of the adults present started to get angry at her question, but I realized she was simply expressing the same thought I had when my parents talked about their Pearl Harbor memories. I wasn't there. I don't fully grasp it. Please help me understand. So I tried to do that by explaining my own lack of understanding about Pearl Harbor until I had experienced something similar on 9/11. This remains the task before all of us as we approach the 23rd anniversary of those horrendous attacks. While there was a resurgence of patriotism immediately after those attacks, our nation has once again slipped into the complacency of feeling safe and secure here at home, not worried about those seemingly far-off forces that still seek our defeat and destruction. In 1975, I took an oath to defend and to support and defend our nation and our Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. My 29 years in uniform instilled in me a love of the freedoms we enjoy in this great country, and I remain willing to defend them today. Which brings me to freedom isn't free. I lost good friends during my Air Force career. I've had the solemn duty of presenting a folded American flag to a grieving mother. That is one really realizes the high cost of our freedoms. President Ronald Reagan said it best, and I quote, "Freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction. We didn't pass it on to our children in the bloodstream. The only way they can inherit the freedom we have known is if we fight for it, protect it, defend it, and then hand it to them with the well-thought lessons of how they, in their lifetime, must do the same." My hope is that this school district will partner with parents to instill a sense of patriotism and love of country in our students so they are ready to defend our nation and our freedoms when it is their turn. To do my part, I am available to share my 9/11 presentation with any school or classroom in this district who wants to understand what happened to our nation on September 11th, 2001, and the aftermath of those attacks. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Before we proceed with the remainder of our board meeting tonight, we would like to take a moment to honor the memory of the thousands of Americans who lost their lives in the tragic events of September 11th, 2001. It is hard to believe that over 2 decades have passed since the devastating day in our nation's history. To ensure we never forget, each year on September 11th, Patriots Day, PYLUSD flies flags at half-staff across all facilities, and schools hold special commemorative activities. This year, schools once again encourage students to wear red, white, and blue, adorned campuses with patriotic decorations, observed moments of silence, held flag ceremonies, and shared the historical significance of the day through announcements and videos. At this time, please join me in a moment of silence in remembrance of those who are lost. Thank you all. All right. Let the record show that all board members, including our student board member, is present.